Odisha Tourism Conclave is basically to discuss. We have invited experts in all fields to give their suggestions. These suggestions will be compiled and then presented to the government for further policy making.
We are currently working on integrated tourism development based on 15 destination master plans to develop diverse tourism circuits in the state. Apart from sustainable infrastructure development, we are making concerted efforts in branding Odisha as a diverse tourism hub. The Odisha government is committed towards sustainable development of the tourism sector with much focus on augmentation of livelihood of local communities. Plans are afoot to establish Odisha as a tourism hub of global standards. I thank Hotel and Restaurant Association of Odisha for organizing this beautiful event.
Odisha Tourism विगत वर्ष मानकरे बहुत आगु जाई पूरी जगन्नाथ धाम अछि सेठी राज्य सरकार गोटे एयरपोर्ट करबा पाई प्रस्ताव रखछन यॉट टूरिज्म गोटे प्रोडक्ट अछि जोटा कि हमें वर्क करछु वीकेंड टूरिज्म गोटे आउरी जिनिस जो हमें चिंता करू छे
जहां भी ओलंपिक्स होता है या वर्ल्ड कप खेला जाता है वेन्यू बनता है ऑटोमेटिकली तो वर्ल्ड के ग्लोबल टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन बन जाता है इसमें कोई शक नहीं है और यहाँ से शुरू होता है हमारा स्पोर्ट्स टूरिज्म कहते हैं कि स्पोर्ट्स टूरिज्म एक सिक्का का दो पहलू हैं और जब ओडिशा के बाहर करते हैं हमारे ओडिशा के रिच कल्चर ट्रेडिशन बीच और अब मेरे ख्याल से स्पोर्ट्स जुड़ गया है
आम देशर जीडीपी हाराहारी 5% टूरिज्म सेक्टर जो आसे आउ पाखापाखि 8 ରୁ 10% जो एम्प्लॉयमेंट टूरिज्म सेक्टर जनरेट करे तेणु ये सेक्टर को सपोर्ट करा निहाती दरकार कहीं कोविड रे सबुठु बेसी जदि कोनसी सेक्टर जदि प्रभावित हिची सेटा होची ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म सेक्टर
Tourism has proven in the recent years to be an important part of the growth of the state of Odisha. Especially with a 500-kilometer coastline, mountains, lakes, natural biodiversity, rivers, Odisha is also a cultural hub and a premier pilgrimage as well as a wildlife destination. Odisha has established itself as a sports capital of India. So sports tourism has been given that importance, and with the recently concluded World Cup, the entire world could see Odisha live in some of the very important inbound destinations for India.
I feel that this kind of a conclave where there will be a lot of deliberations going on, the report should be sent to the concerned tourism minister, the additional chief secretary tourism, and if possible even to the chief ministers.
Odisha is home to many beautiful and scenic tourist destinations, from golden sandy beaches, lakes to waterfalls. The state has always had the potential to unlock its natural secrets and bring travelers close to nature. Odisha hosted the FIH Hockey Men's World Cup 2023 for the second consecutive time. This shows the state's potential to develop sports tourism.
Odisha Tourism believes that this sector is driven by stakeholders, not by the government. Government is there to support, government is there to facilitate. And who are the important stakeholders? Those who host the hospitality sector, number one. And number two, those who create the product. Who are creating the product? What is the most important product of leisure and pleasure travel? It is the tour operators. And to facilitate this thing, what is required to be done? 3 things are required to be done. Number 1 thing is facilitated policy. Number 2 is development of infrastructure and creation of products around that thing. And number 3, promotion of these two. So Odisha Tourism, the entire effect of this department over past 3-4 years, entire focus is on these things.
Odisha is the forefront of tourism, I must say, and government of Odisha, the stakeholders of tourism in the state are enthused to capitalize on rich tourism legacy of the state. And I think this platform is a testimony to the fact. ITO is committed to bring more and more tourists in future to the state and will work closely with the government.
Odisha as a destination can be promoted. I think a lot of outcomes have come, for example, using technology, making certain destinations very, very popular, which were not so far unreachable. For example, Devmali in Odisha. What I can see, the outcome will be immense if we implement these suggestions that are brought up by eminent panelists in this conference. And I'm sure Odisha tourism will grow and be exposed to the global tourism world, and people will visit more and more to this state.
I was a panelist in the session Odisha as a marketing destination. It was a very fruitful discussion because we spoke about technology, we spoke about how to market Odisha better in different ways. It's a world-class booking technology platform, and they work throughout the world, and it's good news that people from Odisha are doing great work.
I feel nostalgic and very happy to coming here, and this is my home state. So, I mean, it's one of my greatest happiness that I'm here with all these esteemed members. And we, as a technology company, we always try and help our partners, and precisely our hotel partners, that how they can automate and enhance their guest experience, increase their profitability, and reduce their cost. We'll continue to do so. We'll continue to support our Odisha hotel partners, our hoteliers, and the entire Odisha ecosystem.
This conclave brings around a lot of partners, integrate together in the vibrant space in India, and then bring that experience to the customer. With that, one more key takeaway from the conclave was that people talked about middle class, people talked about foreigners. So if you're talking about middle class, you may also look at EMIs as a product, BNPL, buy now pay laters. You look at the millennial population, they want to spend nimble, spread over a couple of months. People also want a surety that in case my hotel is cancelled, how do I get money back? Foreign travelers, they look at, I don't know what kind of foreign currency rates the country is going to charge. Can I make my payment in dollars? Or can I make my payment in some other country's currency? So these are the things which I think the tourism team here needs to work upon. I also think that you need to look into local cuisines.
There was special sessions where things were discussed. Some of the outcomes were quite wonderful, quite exciting, and quite promising for the future.
The HRAO Tourism Conclave was a very timely and meaningful intervention in terms of discussions, deliberations, and the way forward for tourism in the eastern region. Essentially, there has been a lot of discussion, there have been topical discussions, there have been subject-wise discussions earlier on what the modus operandi should be for the eastern region states and the centre's drive towards taking tourism in this region forward.
I would like to congratulate HRAO for taking this initiative, been invited to do a presentation on Eastern India, and they have presented Reinventing East, Creating Circuit Beyond Borders, which is basically a dialogue which was initiated to focus initiatives focused on promoting Eastern India as a circuit.
First time I've actually taken part in the Odisha HRAO conclave, and I think that was really interesting. A lot of insightful conversations about the progress of the state, about how we can actually make a difference and actually get more tourism on board. It was good to have the heads of states, heads of departments, heads of different hotels actually come in to talk and give their insights into what the tourism market or sector would look like.
HRAO has a dedicated team of members who have really gone out to promote tourism in Odisha in the last decade. But we feel that vis-a-vis the other states, in the current post-COVID scenario and the pre-COVID scenario also, the facilities that should be given to the tourism industry by the Odisha government, by way of hand-holding, by way of marketing, by way of tax subsidies.
Ecotourism is not only about traveling or experience, it is about livelihood generation of those 80% population of our state who are dependent on this wildlife habitat actually. So in 2016, when we institutionalized ecotourism, Odisha government now is pioneer in community model of ecotourism, which no other state is having, because entire decision making is on the communities, and we have now more than 50 destinations. All thanks to HRAO actually. They have marketed it well. And if we want a 10-night or 9-night, 15-night package in Odisha, of course, 80% of the time will be in these wildlife areas.
International level जितकी cost आसुची तार 1/4 ओडिशा भितर आमर नेचुरल जिनस मैंने देखिपारे नेचुरल जिनस एंजॉय करें आमर मार्केटिंगटा जब प्रॉपर अदर स्टेट जेनटा प्रमोशनल बढ़िया रोचे ओडिशा सरकार से हिसाब से इनिशिएटिव नहीं करी प्रमोशन बेटर करिवो ताले आमे कोविड जो लूजर होइछन्ते बहुत सारे से सब सॉर्ट आउट होइजिवो.
This is the 5th conclave, and over the years it is getting popular and popular. Awareness is more. People are taking notice. Government is taking our recommendations very seriously. Our session was the only session where all the people sitting on the dais are hoteliers. So we did deliberate on hoteliers' pleasure and pains and what do they strongly recommend. They are very practical suggestions we did, and we are looking forward. And all this will be summarized and these recommendations will be forwarded in a form of memorandum to the government. And like every year, we are very hopeful that government will do this, include these recommendations and take actions on them.
This conclave, we have already covered 4 chapters. The challenges we have, number 1, the skill labor. It is very difficult to get a skill labor for the hospitality industry. Second was the financial positioning and to get the financial assistance from any financial institution. Third one was the biggest challenge is government policies. Without government policies and help, we cannot move alone.
80% of the people who coming to Odisha, they are coming to Puri. And the economy is depend upon our pilgrimage. So we should keep more eyes to the Puri people. We have a very good beach.
Odisha always referred to as India's best kept secret. I think now it's time for us to unravel this secret. We have lot of immense natural resources, be it mountains, a vast coastline. So there is no dearth of tourism opportunities in this state. Odisha offers a multitude of amazing sights and experiences for travelers. Beautiful roads, connectivity is happening. A lot of hotels are coming up in the near future. And a lot of sites are there which needs to be developed.
This is a very encouraging effort to bring together all the stakeholders of travel and tourism sector. Hoteliers were there, restaurateurs were there, travel agents and tour operators were there, IATO members were there, transporters were there, even people from cyber security sales were there, people from industry and infrastructure were there. When people from all stakeholders are meeting together and sharing their ideas, new things, new paradigms, new thought process would be generated to sort out the issues faced by the tourism industry at large.
This conclave has got the attention of all the different stakeholders like FICCI, Airports Authority, the Travel and Tourism Department, the Tourism Department of the state, and also members from the hotels, the hotel associations, even the educational institutions have participated.
At the very outset, I am highly privileged to be associated with the HRAO initiative on Odisha Tourism Conclave. After recovering from the harrowing pandemic times, it is totally imperative for the tourism sector to regain its old pre-COVID day position. Till 2019, Odisha tourism had a very impressive growth trajectory, and that trajectory needs to be returned because in the last 2 years there has been a dramatic fall in the footfalls of tourists, which includes the domestic tourists and as well as the international tourists.
This is the occasion by Government of Odisha Tourism Department for the hoteliers and their cyber security privileges, that how they can benefit by cyber security by implementing it within the hotel and tourism industry.
I am extremely happy to be a part of the 5th conclave. I am more happy because across the day there has been deliberations how to improve it, how to carry it forward, and how to make it more interesting, because all of us know the future is tourism. All of us know that if we work together, then we can bring about a lot of change.
We have made a resolution and we have discussed with Mr. Sagnik that we will form a small committee among stakeholders in Eastern India under the chairmanship of Regional Director, and form a very aggressive action plan for promoting Eastern India. While concluding, we have submitted a memorandum to you on the anomalies of the tourism policy, industrial policy and MSME policy. We request you to take one meeting with the tourism department and the stakeholders to sort out the issues.